Hello, everyone. I didn't do too good in duels yesterday. I won my first game. It was actually against the highest rated player I've ever beaten, and then I got to the highest elo that I had been at. And then I lost two games, and it dropped me down back under 1,000 on the elo. So currently, I'm only sitting at 3 wins out of the 6 games that I've played. It's about 50%, so that's about average from what I've been at. I have been practicing a little bit more, trying to learn a little bit here and there, and just make better guesses overall. For right now, though, it's time to get into some more duels. Hopefully, I can do something about this elo, bump me back up over to 1,000, bump me higher into the ratings, and hopefully it goes my way and I don't drop further down in here and potentially get demoted. So let's get into the first duel of the day. Okay, apparently we don't have any indication here, but all right. Okay, so we are in Russia. Thicker antenna. It's darker soil. Is this this Ulan area out here? I don't know if it's too flat to be there. Kind of have associated cloudiness more with this area over here. I'm not sure if it's over here though. Well, I'm going to go for it. This is probably going to kill me, but we do have the long antenna. I feel like with this cloudiness, it is more out over here. I'm not sure if it's hillier or not, but let's go for it. The other player goes out in the west, okay, and it was much further west, so that's going to do a ton of damage to me there. Concrete road. I think this is the Philippines, and I think we see this in the north. Go up here closer to Manila. The person goes in the center of the island. Okay, it was the North Island there, so I'm going to do some damage here. Got to really play well after that terrible first round on a too big of a risk. It should be Turkey. It's 100% Turkey. I just don't know what city this is. I've never been to Istanbul. I don't know if it's that hilly over here, but I'm just going to go Istanbul. Actually, I'm going to hedge it a little bit more closer to the middle here. Just going to go for it. The player goes max east. Okay, and it was much further to the east, so it's going to do another huge chunk of damage. Good guess on their part. Okay, I'm thinking this ought to be Europe. These kind of... Can't tell if this is like Norway or Ireland. I am going to go up here in like Scotland or something. I don't really know where else to go here. The other person goes in Iceland. Okay, and Iceland was a better guess. I'm not playing good at all. Good game. Don't know why Iceland didn't come to mind on that one, but I got to really rally here in my second game of the day. Dropping further down into the rankings. I'm not in panic mode yet. I'm just unfortunately not playing all that well. Just not seeing the game all that great. But anyway, let's get into another game here. Wait for good luck. Is this the same player? I'm wondering why I'm not getting any UI here. It's kind of odd. Sun is in the north. We are in Australia. Nothing to go on. Just going to go South Australia. The person goes in New South Wales, and it was Queensland, so it's going to do a tiny chunk of damage. This is Indonesia. Sun is in the north. It ought to be... I'm just going to go down here in, like, this area. Okay, the other player does a similar guess, and it was North Sulawesi. Okay, so it's going to do another chunk of damage to me. Oh, it's very flat. I mean, these flowers here, typically, I mean, the meta has been to go like in the Baltics when you see something like that, but well, I think that's the best I can really do. The other person goes in Germany. Okay, and it was actually in Belgium. It's going to do a massive chunk of damage to me. Potentially India. It's definitely India. I'm going to go probably in this area here. It does look more dry. The person goes a little bit more north, okay, and it was much more north. It's going to do even more damage to me. I haven't done any damage to this player yet. Something's in the south. I can't really tell on that car. A canal. Yeah, I really just don't know. Thailand or Cambodia is coming to mind here. I'm going to go ahead and just place it here in Thailand. The person goes in Thailand as well. Okay, and it was Thailand. Finally able to do some damage to this opponent here. Chunk of damage. Okay, we are in East Russia, based on these bollards. I'm going to go comfortably just in this area here, east of Omsk. Understandably, it could be anywhere over here, but I think that's probably my safest bet. Still unfamiliar with the car metas, unfortunately. The person goes further north. Yeah, it was like almost max east there. That's going to do a tiny chunk of damage. That would have been too risky to go out that far. Got a black antenna here. Also feels like this is Russia again. I mean, this area might make sense. I don't think it's like, I don't see like any mountains. I think I got around similar to this the other day, and it was in this area. I'm going to go down this way. The other person goes way further south. Oh, wow, okay. And somehow was down in this region. Very good opponent here. Like, extremely good opponent. This ought to be Japan. Not really getting... I have been studying Japan. I'm just not really seeing anything I can use. There's nothing here for me. I just got to go plonk this up here closer to Tokyo and center hedge this one. The person goes further south, okay, and it was actually over by Okayama. It's going to do a big chunk of damage. not sure where we see any of this. There's a big antenna here. It could be a dead giveaway. There's some car meta here. The sun is apparently in the south. I'm going to go Ecuador. I was kind of thinking, I think there's an island like out here, like something like that. It might look like this with this antenna, but I don't know. I'm just going Ecuador and lose here. The person goes and, okay, and it was actually in Taiwan, believe it or not. Never have seen that before. Would have been nice if I just went like Vietnam or something, but I did not. Okay, what do we have here? Could be Canada. I can't tell if this is like Finland or Canada or not. I'm just going to go in Canada here. The other person goes further west. Okay, yeah, they got it. It's going to knock me out of the game again here. Good game again. Yeah, really just unfortunately not having a good time. It's going to drop me further down. I'm almost going to get demoted here, so I'm on quite the slide. I need to have some luck come my way. Don't want to get demoted, but I think this is to be expected. There's a lot to learn, but I mean, that was a very difficult opponent. Seemingly, they were inside of my head, and I just always had a slightly better guess than I did. Let's get into a third game here and see if I can do something. Okay, gonna wait for good luck. I'm not sure what this is about. I'd love to see what their ratings are, but this is kind of throwing me off a little bit. White car. Sun may be in the north. I mean, I have no clue. Tasmania. I mean, I don't know. The other person goes in Iceland. Okay, and it was the south of Australia. Okay, well, had a very good guess there. Our white antenna. The sun is also north. I'm not sure where we see these kind of white trees like this. I'm just going to go the south of Australia again. The other person does the same. Okay, and it was actually literally South Australia. Okay. The sun is in the south, so we are in U.S., Canada. Those look like organ pipe cactuses. Unfortunately, I just can't tell if this is Mexico or the United States. I am going to go like up here. Only because I see like these bigger mountains over here. The other person goes in Colorado. Okay, and it was actually in Washington State, so it's going to do another chunk of damage there. Potentially Russia. I would say this is for sure Russia. And I think a landscape like this might be over here. I think it might also be over here. I don't think this is a bad, maybe even up. I think it is east of Russia, though. I'm going to go for East Russia. The other person goes in Canada. Okay, and it was actually East Russia, but unfortunately not enough damage to knock the player out of the game. It's a little bit too far to the east there. Okay, south of Spain comes to mind. The person goes and, oh wow, it seemed a lot more dry than. I'd have to look at that again. I mean, I missed something, obviously. It'd been fortunate if I lose this game, but I mean, at the way things are going today, that might just happen. Okay, we got a red car. I don't think it's Ukraine. These mountains over here. North of Italy. It's not going to be the right guess here, but I'm going to go for it. The person goes in Romania. Okay, and it was actually in Slovakia. That is going to kick me out of the game. Good game. How unfortunate of a loss is that for me right now? I mean, that's crazy. Several opportunities to knock the player out of the game on terrible guesses, but yet I lose and I'm going to get demoted again. So it's pretty sad. Yeah, I want to play again. I'm not really happy. A 3-game slide here. I mean, that last game kind of hurt a little bit. Let's get into another one. I want to win something. Wait for good luck. I definitely need some luck right now. Oh, I see it down here. You can see their in-game stats. We got a double white road line. An environment like this, I mean, it could be Greece. The only one I could think with a double white road line. Maybe one of the Greek islands. It's more flat than I'm used to seeing, though. Yeah, dark wood. Yeah, I mean, Greece makes sense. The other person goes in Florida. Okay, and it was actually in Greece. So I'm starting this game off again with another huge chunk of damage. Here we are in Japan. Checking out these pole tops. Because I don't recognize this big yellow one. Probably wouldn't be a bad guess to go down here, closer to Osaka. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I was studying these today, actually. The other person goes in the same spot. Okay, and it was a little bit closer, which is good. I mean, doing some damage. Sun is in the south. Kind of looks like a Brazilian, one of those Brazilian palms. I don't see the sun in the north, though. Go Malaysia. Unless it's a blue car. I'm going to change this. Like, to me, this kind of looks like it could be a blue car. And it could be we're driving on the right, in which case I don't think Mexico is a terrible idea here, like down here. I'm going to go for it. Let's see what happens. The other person goes Mexico as well, and it was the Yucatan. Not enough to knock the player out of the game, though. XPO Logistics. I'm very low to the ground, and I'm driving on the right. Switzerland doesn't look like this, does it? I don't think it does. No way. Very confused on this one. It's low cam, though. The other person goes in France. Yeah, France made more sense. It appears to be Australia. It was like really bad. Going South Australia. I don't know if this is like Northern Territories or where this can be. The person goes in, yeah, okay, and it was actually in Western Australia. That's going to do a nice chunk of damage to me. Sun is south. Nothing on the car meta. It's going to go into U.S. Southeast. Okay, it was Missouri. It's going to do a nice chunk of damage to me. We are in Japan again. Tangled mess of... Looks like a tall reflector right there. It could be. I think it kind of puts us in the south. I'm going to go over here, place the pin. The person goes in pretty much the same spot. Okay, yeah, and I should have just center plonked it. Would have been a much better guess. That is in the north. I do have a blue car. I'm not sure on these bollards, but I think... This sun is definitely north. I'm not sure if this is Brazil. I don't think it is. It might be Colombia, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna go like North Colombia. The other person goes in Peru. It was actually in where is that? Way south of Brazil. I've never seen a pin there before. Gotta knock this player out. Come on. Should be Brazilian. I mean Portuguese. Hmm. There's mountains over here. It'll be the north and the west, though. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Plonk it right down here, though. The person goes further north. Okay, I had a much better guess. It was Mato Grosso do Sul. Finally winning a game. Good game. Dear Lord, I mean, wasn't going my way today. Pops me back up to a 963, so I'm sitting precariously in last place again. It's never easy when you have to sit and play, after studying, after practicing, and then immediately lose 3 games and go through that. I mean, it's very stressful mentally to go through uh, that kind of a losing streak. But again, it is to be expected. I was happy to finally get a victory at the end there. I'm going to look to just get back to practice, and I'll be back tomorrow with more duels.